We are going to be talking about some strategies for coming up with some personal narrative writing. So some ideas for how you can come up with topics to write about. So you're going to be kind of creating lists in each one of these categories today, but we're just going to take a minute to talk about the different categories first. You're not writing an actual narrative piece today. You're just brainstorming some different ideas that you could possibly write about. So kind of like that heart map where we came up with some ideas, we're going to continue to come up with some more ideas, because later this week we are going to actually be drafting a narrative piece. So the first one is to think of a person who matters to you. And think about small moments or stories that connect to him or her. So you're going to have a Google document to fill out, and you're going to need to come up with 3 of them. What I'm not looking for is just 3 people's names: mom, dad, brother. Okay. I want the person's name, but I also want what it is that is connecting you to them. So maybe it's that your dad is your baseball coach. Maybe it's that your mom taught you how to cook. Maybe the story is when your brother broke his leg. Okay. So not just the person's name, but what it is that connects you to them is what you're going to do for that first one. The next one, think of first times, last times, or times that you realized something. So again, you're going to come up with 3 of these. It could be like a story about the first time you rode a bike, or the first time you went to a professional sporting event. Or maybe if you want to write a tearjerker, maybe it's like the last time you talked to a grandparent, okay, that maybe has passed away, or the last time you snuggled with a dog of yours, okay? Or times you realize something. Maybe it's the time when you realize, hey, I really shouldn't jump down the stairs from the top to the bottom, okay? Or maybe it's the time when you realize that, oh my goodness, I'm a really good baseball player. I should pursue this a little bit more. Think of a place that matters, and don't just tell me the place, tell me what the moments are. And again, these are just short little notes. These are not complete sentences, not complete papers. Maybe the place is a family cabin where you first went skiing. Maybe it's Sunsplash, where you went down the largest water slide ever, okay? But think of a place and tell me why that place is important. The next one, think of a strong feeling and list stories about the times when you felt that feeling. So maybe it's excited. You're going to think about a time when you were...
Can I leave?
I already mentioned that in the very beginning. If you have to leave, just make sure you come back and watch this video, okay? A strong feeling. Maybe it's a time when you were really excited. Maybe you were really excited when your dog had puppies and you got to see all the baby puppies. Maybe it's a time when you were really sad, like March 13th of 2020, when you found out you weren't allowed to come back to school for the rest of the school year. Okay, so whatever that strong feeling is, sad, and then my thing I would put is because school closed down. Okay, just those little brief notes. Those are the main 4 that you're going to be listing. These next 2 are just some notes for when you are writing stories, some ways to get inspiration. One is just to live differently because you are a writer. So really, in your everyday life, you want to be thinking about those small moments and capture them and write them down in a notebook or somewhere. Write down things, just little notes that you could come back to later, because who knows? It could be the idea that you could turn into a great big book in your future as you become a famous author. You want to read the words another author has written and allow them to spark your own story. So maybe there's something in, out of my mind, out of my mind, that is an idea that relates to you that would spark your own story, okay? Again, reading this author's words reminds me of another teacher who had a really good friend whose daughter had been in a car accident and was in a wheelchair and, could not communicate, couldn't walk, couldn't, have any of those things. So I could use this book connected to that memory I have to create a story, okay? So what is it that I'm going to be asking you guys to do? Well, in good old Otis, you have a document shared with you that looks like this. It's called, oh, hang on. Did I share? Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay. It's called Strategies for Generating Personal Narrative Writing. So these 4 categories that I have are those top 4 things that we just talked about. The person, the first, last, and realized something times. The places, the strong feelings. And then you'll notice off to the side, I already put numbers because you need to have at least 3 items in each of these. So maybe when you think of a person, it might be, like I said, your dad. Oh, my keyboard went to sleep. Dad, because I was going to say when he coached me in, I spelled in wrong. Oh, my computer is slow. Coached me in baseball. So that's 1. So see how I put the person and then my explanation of why. Okay? Your first time, last time, and you don't have to do 1 first, 1 last, or 1 time you tried something or you realized something. You could do 3 first times. Okay? And then for your place, same thing. Maybe it's Tahoe because your family vacations there every year, so it's really special to you. Strong feeling would be what that feeling is, and then what the memory is that ties to that feeling. Okay? You do not have to finish this today. Okay? We're going to be doing this today, and you'll have time to work on it tomorrow. But I would say you should have it at least half finished today if you are putting in the time that you should to be able to finish it tomorrow. So either have, my goodness, my voice is really dry. My throat is dry. Either have like just your people and your first times done, or, you know, you can look and see, oh, there's 12 of them, so I need to have at least 6 things filled in. But you want to try and have at least half of them done today. And then tomorrow, we're going to do some science, but then after science, you'll be able to finish it out. How did my number 1 end up way up there? All right, let me get that done. All right, are there any questions about this? Carter, I see your hand is up.
Yes, when you give an